Watchers, I welcome another review tonight. I've been watching a documentary called Pennywise, the story of it. I've had this for a while, right? I only just finished this tonight, right? Really interesting documentary. I like the humour in it. I like the return of the people who were actually working on the film, and the actors, the actresses, the director, you know, all those kind of people behind the scenes. You know, people I've worked on the film behind the scenes. Tim Curry, of course, pops up in this. Fantastic. He's great. He actually does the Pennywise voice later on, you know what I mean? It's fantastic, right? In a certain scene, in a part in the documentary. So this one's, it's got Tim Curry, Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed, as Seth Greenaway, who was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I'm not going to show you what happens beginning. I'm just going to talk about the documentary. Who certain people in it. Some people are actually not in it because they passed away, like Jonathan Brandis and John Ritter. They don't really they do mention him in this. They don't mention what happened to him because he but they do mention Jonathan Brandis' death. And it's tragic, you know, because he feels still alive today. I know that he would have been in this documentary. I remember hearing about his death. I remember going, wow, tragic. Sequest DS3, it's the Never Ending Story 2 was in too. But he's in this, but he's not as a kid, but he's not like in this as because he's not around anymore. It's just a shame. John Ritter, another actor. And it's weird because the two actors who were in this, the young kid, played by Jonathan Brandis, he died the same year as John Ritter did, 2003. And it's weird. It's like the young actor and the older actor passing away. It's like playing at like different years. Well, not the same character, but you know what I mean. But Tim Curry pops up. You do see a bit of Stephen King talking about, you know, what got him into, you know, what made him do certain stuff, you know, like that. And it's good to see all that kind of stuff. The making of the film, like I said, and it's a fascinating movie. It's funny too. It made me laugh. Some of it did. There's one part where remember the guy's head in the fridge, and he's like, his head's like that, and he's like, the float. And he tells quite a funny story because he said he hated doing that, putting his head in. I mean, he hated it. It was so funny though. It's good sense of humour. It's very funny. And the directors, you know, the guy directors in this, the kids who played the role so actually well. Yes, who was in it? The guy after Walton's, he's in this. He played the older kid from the, I can't remember their certain names now. But yeah, it's a really interesting documentary. How, you know, how certain things were, you know, how you see certain scenes clips behind the scenes. It's really fascinating. And then they got all the casting for the characters, and I like the fact that the actors and the kids and the actors actually spent time together, so they know each other better, and to know certain mannerisms, how to movement on the arms, you know, how to the way the movement and stuff, you know, the way they acted and stuff, and yeah, it's like the way they did that. Because one of the actors in it who played John Ritter's character, who played the kid who played his younger self, they didn't look like each other, but then they actually worked together. Like they actually spent time together, and yeah, it worked out pretty well. And they actually, I like the fact that the kids were actually naughty, you know, like naughty kids, acting, you know, not very, you know, acting kind of like up to no good. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, and then the adults were like a bit loud too, you know, behind the scenes and stuff. And yeah, it's fascinating to watch. It's really interesting. It's funner. It's good. It's a good Tim Curry pops up in this, and you see behind the scenes of how they did certain scenes with him. It's interesting, and yeah, they had to have a certain look they wanted, but he was kind of like adamant that he didn't want to be covered in like makeup, you know, like plastic, you know, that stuff that they put on people. Because he was in a film called Legends, and they had to put him in this like demon outfit, and he's claustrophobic, like. So I get that because I'm not really. I'm claustrophobic. I can't think of small pipes and stuff. I just think, oh no, being stuck in like a really small area you can't move in that. I think I'd rather have spiders rather than bloody small spaces. I couldn't, yeah, but he said it was a legendary, just not, and they had to pour this stuff over him, like, and he was so claustrophobic. So when he was in this It film, he had a certain look, so he's not like covered in fingers. So yeah, and it worked out pretty well, I'd say. But really well done because he's got a certain personality, you know. It shines through in that performance. If they covered his face completely, it looks completely different. Because when I watched Legend, even I thought that's Tim Curry looks completely different. But his performance as that is actually quite terrible. It's scary as well, his voice and everything. Quite a scary character in that demon guy. Scary. But this is really good. I liked Miss Pennywise. I've been watching the movie, all the films again. I watched the 1990 film and the two other versions. They're not really. I won't even call them remakes because the 1990 movie was a TV movie, but these other films were more cinema, higher budget films, and I enjoyed them. But there's one part of the film we actually see the making of, you know, like the spider and everything, and they did not like that idea. There's even one of them said, "Would the turtle be better, the space turtle?" And that would be even worse because even I was like, "That sounds ridiculous." But then you think a spider doesn't really make sense, because they don't spring webs or anything, nothing like that. But you think, so why is he a spider? It still doesn't really make sense, but I didn't really mind it. It doesn't make sense, but then again, a space turtle would have been. It might as well be a ninja turtle, you know. So I thought when they did the animation, what it looked like, it looked ridiculous. I think a turtle. Okay, that's not terrifying. But they said it was kind of disappointing the way it was. A spider, they would have thrown it Tim Curry, and I agree with that because he would have been great to see him right at the end of his last performance as Pennywise and that, but they never did that. They just went with a big spider back then. You know, I kind of went, doesn't really make sense, but you know, it is what it is. But I don't really mind it. I don't really have a huge issue with that. Because some of the people behind there say, a spider. I don't get it. Because when you watch the 2017 and the 2019, I really enjoyed them actually. I watched them again, right? Really enjoyed it. I think chapter 2 is underrated. I really enjoyed it. I watched it again, but you know, it's actually quite good. It's really good. I watched it the first time. I watched the first one, chapter 1. I really enjoyed it. Second one, I thought longer. And I watched it again, and you know, I actually enjoyed it. It made me jump more the second time. I don't know why. But this is fascinating. You see the actor who played, you know, the young girl in it, his dad. He's in it. You see him popping. I couldn't recognise him at first. I thought, oh, it's him. And some of the actors that play the younger kids actually are in this. And then the actors who played the older version look older, so it's like that. But it's good to watch her. I can't believe how long what was the books? Oh, because I just realised. Remember George Romero who made Dawn of the Dead and stuff? He was actually interested in making. Oh my god, just imagine that. George Romero making it. Oh my goodness me. But then he kind of jumped. He just kind of went, no thanks. Was it 3 hours? The film was 3 hours. But then he kind of no, yeah. But I think myself that would have been interesting in making a. He was going to make a Resident Evil freaking. Was it a series on film? George, that would have been interesting. Fascinating, they're really interesting. Then the ending part was interesting where he's talking about the spiders and stuff and spiders, and it is in Tim Curry does the Pennywise voice, of course. Good to see all the cast. It's, you know, sad about, you know, Jonathan Brandis. It was a shame what happened to him. I mean, it's just, you know, he'd have been, I don't even know how old he was now. He was like 27 when he died. 20, was he 27? I can't remember how old he was. I think it was about 27, was there? He was in his 20s anyway. I can't even know how old he was now. So yeah. Really interesting documentary, really fascinating. And I'll just read the back here. It says, it explores the 1990 miniseries based on Stephen King's iconic novel It. This documentary tells the story heard by a few, and usually do this at the beginning, but I forgot to read it. Heard by a few and showcases the wealth of behind the scenes footage and photos seen by, you even see photos too, which is interesting. From the investigating the cultural phenomena of claustrophobia, the fear of clan, to let's say clanophobia. Tim Curry's magical portrayal of notorious clown monster. The story promised to dig deeper into the Pennywise phenomenon than what before. Feature interview with many of this cult's classics key players, the Losers Club, of course, including director Tom Lee Wise and cast members Tim Curry, Seth Green, and Michael Thomas. Yeah, if you ever check it out, really enjoyed it. So the rating I'm going to give this documentary, I thought was really good. It's a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely, if you ever like, if you like it, if you like, those kind of, you'll find, even if you like horror films, I think you'll like it. It's really good. So yeah, documentary and stuff. So 4 out of 5 for Stephen King's It. Really good. And before I go, please subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day, have a nice week. Take care, look at yourself, enjoy my videos. Thank you for watching, and have a nice week. And beep, 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 beep. Thank you very much.